It's in my book.
Hmm?
It's in my book that I'm reading. In our limbic brain, we have this trauma where we're either the victim, the rescuer, or the villain.
Yeah.
You're locked into being a rescuer. You put Amy every opportunity.
Okay, we're live though.
Okay.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hi.
This is Andy.
This is Kim. I forgot. I almost forgot who I was. But yeah. Anyway, we're going to read from the Urantia book, but first we have
First, we have
365 Days Walking the Red Road by Terry Jean. Today's May 16th.
and we'll hear from Chased by Bears, a Santi Yangtanai Sioux. It is the general belief of the Indians that after a man dies, his spirit is somewhere on the earth or in the sky. We do not know exactly where, but we are sure that his spirit still lives. So it is with Wankantanka. We believe that he is everywhere, yet he is to us as the spirits of our friends whose voices we cannot hear. Okay.
So, an idea of the natives believe death is. It's not an ending, it's a change.
Mhm.
And we when if we're honest with ourselves, we have to know we really don't know that much about it. How can we know much?
Mhm.
The only thing that I sense that I know is that somehow I'm more than just my body.
Mhm.
I feel that. Yeah,
You've been here before, and you will go on.
I will go on somehow. But that's where trust comes in. We can't actually know these things, and it's silly that we have wars over these things and die for these ideas, and it's silly.
I will go on.
Are you doing Celine Dion?
No,
My heart will go on, right?
there's that. There's also the highwayman.
The Highwaymen.
I've been here before.
Is that a
I
song?
will go on.
It's a song?
Mm-hmm. You haven't heard that?
No, is that
Oh,
Johnny Cash?
yeah. And
Oh yeah. And
Willie
who?
Nelson and Chris Christopherson. The highwayman. I'll play that for you sometime.
Well, we should play it. Okay, we got to read the Tao Te Ching. We'll play that, the Highwayman. Okay, the Tao Te Ching translation by Derek Wynn.
By Lao Tzu.
Lao Tzu.
Okay, today, sparse speech is natural. Thus, strong wind does not last all morning. Sudden rain does not last all day. What makes this so? Heaven and earth. Even heaven and earth cannot make it last. How can humans?
Right? And this is chapter 23. Yeah. Tao cultivators value quality over quantity. Yes.
Mhm.
And prefer fewer words with more meaning over many words with little meaning. Wind and rain, the words of nature, never last for too long. Therefore, measuring our words and saying more with less is an excellent way to emulate nature. We should express ourselves in a concise manner and return to quietude once we have conveyed our meaning. Right, this is called like letting go of the yang. So we only use the yang in a little bit at a time. It's like the knife. But when we're done using it, we have to put it down,
Mhm.
right? So we return to quietude once we have conveyed our meaning. Once I've done what I set
Mhm.
out to do, then
Mhm.
I stop.
Mhm. Mhm.
We should also beware of people who claim to study the Tao and yet speak at great length in platitudes. They have no understanding of this chapter. Okay.
Those who follow the Tao are with the Tao. Those who follow virtue are with virtue. Those who follow loss are with loss. Those who are with the Tao is also pleased to have them.
Keep going.
Those who are with virtue, virtue is also pleased to have them. Those who are with loss, loss is also pleased to have them. Those who do not trust sufficiently, others have no trust in them.
Right, right. Okay, these lines are a way to describe the law of cause and effect. It's also like the law of attraction.
Mhm.
So if you're thinking about being virtuous and stuff, you're going to have virtue as your characteristic, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. The function of the Tao is indifferent and will let us reap what we sow. Whether it is the Tao, virtue, or loss, we become what we think about. We become what we think about.
Mhm. Mhm.
This means that we have the mandate to determine and direct our own thinking. Rather than allowing the mind to wander off in random directions, Tao cultivators impose discipline on themselves. Using fewer words is only the first stage in this discipline. It is followed by quiet introspection, where we consider our purpose in life and the best way to serve that purpose. Once we solidify our thoughts on this matter, our path, Tao, through life will become clear. Right. All right. So, and this is something I'm trying to do. It's easier to just say that, oh yeah, I believe in Tao. Sure, that's a long time, but to actually practice it is to practice this discipline, disciplining your thoughts.
Mhm.
And I gotta admit, I'm not that good at that. I have a lot of scattered energy, and it's coming more and more into my mind, especially since my kids have grown, because my kids were the primary focus for a long time. So here, this is a challenge to me to focus my thoughts and my energy
Mhm.
on what I really want,
Mhm.
and deciding, that what that is and stuff.
Mhm.
So this is really where I'm at. So it's good though.
Mhm.
It's good though
It is.
to go forward and yeah, it's a challenge. It's hard. Okay.
Are you gonna do the full moon?
Yeah, we got to do a Tao Te Ching read and an I Ching reading because it's the full moon, right?
There was a lunar eclipse last night.
Oh yeah, and a lunar eclipse, that's doubly powerful, right?
Mhm.
Lunar eclipse. Okay, so we got to set intention. Okay, so what do we want to talk about? Is there anything that you want to ask about?
Hmm.
On the full moon, we talk about things that we can let go of, things in our life that letting go of what doesn't serve us, how to achieve the fullest expression of who we are, and cleaning away all of the muck so we can shine like the full moon and be beautiful. So clearing away the stuff, because what's underneath is beautiful and
Mhm.
meaningful. We want that to come forth. And
Mhm.
tell me what's the best way to do that, to achieve the fullness.
Good preparation
Okay.
so that you can clear the details and loose ends out of your mind, and when you step forward, um,
Then people are going to see you clearly. They're not going to see all the little
yeah,
frustrations.
you're going to feel well prepared and clear, and not be second guessing yourself. Did I,
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Okay. Andrew, you'd like to do the honors, will you? Okay, you just tap that 6 times. Wow. Okay, this is the earth.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, so this is the second hexagram we have. Okay, I gotta make sure see where we're at here. They can see us both is there. Okay, so let's look at what we've got here. So this says this is the second kun, receptive force, right?
Mhm.
So this is pure yin.
Oh. Wow.
This is the pure yin energy.
Earth above and earth below.
Earth above and earth below, yeah. But it has one changing line in there.
Mhm.
The third line is a changing line. So this is what we got. Kun. Yeah, and it's like this. Kun. Okay, so this is earth over earth. Okay. Okay, do you want to read this part?
Earth above and earth below. The earth contains and sustains. In this situation, the superior person should not take the initiative. He should follow the initiative of another. He should seek receptive allies in the southwest. He should break ties with immovable.
Southwest.
He should.
We're South Dakota, right?
He should break ties with immovable allies in the northeast.
Aha.
Okay. Responsive devotion, receptive influence, sublime success if you keep to your course.
And the situation analysis says this.
Go ahead.
Okay, should I do it?
Yeah.
This is a time for dealing with reality as it is, not as you would have it be. If you realize that in this situation, you are the receptor, not the transmitter of the stimulus, you will find yourself reaching goals that seemed unattainable under your own steam. Thank you. If you persist in futile efforts to be the shaper rather than the shaped, you will completely miss this unique opportunity. Okay, so now we're going to look at the transformed hex. Transformed hex is chin, modesty. Let me check. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to draw this one for you. Okay, so this is modesty. So this is earth above. And I forgot here. This is what it looks like. Okay, so that one third line up changed. So let me look at that. This trigrams. Oh yeah. God, I can never remember the trigrams. Okay, so this one is a closed line on top and then two open lines. That is this one, number 7. 7 is mountain,
Keeping still.
keeping still. Okay, so mountain underneath the earth, right, is what we've got here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, situation is modesty here. Want to read that, or I'll read the top and you read the bottom?
Okay.
Okay. The mountain does not overshadow the plain surrounding it. Such modest consideration in a superior person creates a channel through which excess flows to the needy. Okay. Success if you carry things through. Very good. So that's successful. Okay. So, and this is number 15. This, of course, the first one was number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, read.
Situational analysis. The cosmos is moving toward equilibrium. Extremes are being tempered. Excess is beginning to shift toward the empty. You can use these moderating influences to strike a balance in the world around you. Remember, though, that this leveling will not come about through an arrogant confiscation of excess, but through subtler persuasions. Modesty and moderation are the keys.
Okay, so here I get this idea. Okay, there's a great mountain, but it allows itself to be covered by the simple and allows itself to receive. Now, and then, right, and then the excess that comes off the mountain goes to the people that need it. So because the mountain is humble, it doesn't stick out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what allows this to happen.
Remember, though, that the leveling cannot come through an arrogant confiscation.
Right. So I can't just say, "Oh, you have too much, so you
Mm-hmm.
you should be able to give," and stuff like that. No. And the idea here, I think, is for us to be a channel for this, not for us. I always thought I had to be the one that's giving everything, and I have so much, and I owe so much to everybody. Give everything away, and that's not necessarily true because I need to sustain myself and
Mm-hmm.
my own family,
Mm-hmm.
and you know,
Mm-hmm.
and
Thank you.
yeah. So but instead to create a channel through which many people can have a means to give to the people in need. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the idea, and especially I'm thinking about the people that we know in South Dakota.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, that fits.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Very good. But we have to remember to be modest. Okay.
On to our core.
On to it.
Paper 45, Part 6. Adamic Training of Ascenders.
Okay.
I want to read that first page and also the second.
Okay. The material sons and daughters, together with their children, present an engaging spectacle which never fails to arouse the curiosity and intrigue the attention. Okay. Because these are kind of like gods in human type bodies,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this never fails to arouse the curiosity and intrigue the attention of all ascending mortals. They're so similar to you. They're so similar to your own material sex races that you both find much of common interest to engage your thoughts and occupy your seasons of fraternal contact. Mortal survivors spend much of their leisure on the system capital, observing and studying the life habits and conduct of these superior semi physical sex creatures. For these citizens of Jerusalem are the immediate sponsors and mentors of the mortal survivors from the time they attain citizenship on the headquarters world until they take leave for Edentia. Okay, so they're important to us, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the seventh mansion worlds, ascending mortals are afforded ample opportunities for compensating any and all experiential deprivations suffered on their worlds of origin. So the mansion worlds are where we make up for the experiences that we didn't have. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whether due to
Deprivation.
inheritance, environment, or unfortunate premature termination of the career in the flesh. This is in every sense true, except in the mortal sex life and its attendant adjustments. Thousands of mortals reach the mansion worlds without having benefited particularly from the disciplines derived from fairly average sex relations on their native spheres. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The mansion world experience can provide little opportunity for compensating these very personal deprivations. So, if you're a virgin on maybe when you die,
Mm-hmm.
you have to stay a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
The mansion worlds do little to compensate for
Right.
that.
Right.
Okay. All right. Sex experience in a physical sense is past for these ascenders, but in close association with the material sons and daughters, both individually and as members of their families, these sex deficient mortals are enabled to compensate the social, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual aspects of their deficiency.
Hmm.
Thus are all those humans whom circumstances or bad judgment deprived of the benefits of advantageous sex association, because it is advantageous, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the evolutionary worlds, here on the system capitals afforded full opportunity to acquire the essential mortal experiences in close and loving association with the supernal Adamic sex creatures of permanent residence on the system capital. Okay,
Hmm.
so that's interesting. Okay, only right, they don't have like orgasms like that and stuff.
They don't have physical sex, but they
Have
there's a
their
method where they can benefit from
from the
loving
social
relationships.
and the sharing the intimacy part of it,
Mm-hmm.
which to me is it's like the best. That's the best part of it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, go ahead.
No surviving mortal, midwayer or seraphim may ascend to paradise, attain the Father, and be mustered into the core of the finality without having passed through the sublime experience of achieving parental relationship to an evolving child of the world or some other experience analogous and equivalent thereto. The relationship of child and parent is fundamental to the essential concept of the universal Father. Excuse me. And his universe children. Therefore, does such an experience become indispensable to the experiential training of all ascenders.
Okay.
The ascending midway creatures and the evolutionary seraphim must pass through this parenthood experience in association with material sons and daughters of the system headquarters. Thus do such non-reproducing ascenders obtain the experience of parenthood by assisting the Jerusalem Adams and Eves in rearing and training their progeny.
Okay, that's interesting. So sex isn't necessary, but becoming a parent is important
Mm-hmm.
to the ascension journey
Mm-hmm.
in some way, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All mortal survivors who have not experienced child parenthood on the evolutionary worlds must also obtain this necessary training while sojourning in the homes of Jerusalem material sons and as parental associates of these superb fathers and mothers. This is true except insofar as such mortals have been able to compensate for their deficiencies on the system nursery located on the first transition culture world of Jerusalem.
Hmm. So there's a system nursery where they keep, children who have died as children, right?
Mhm.
And they're caring for them, or it could be like young. But this experience of fostering um, those who are incapacitated or who are weaker than yourself, or more less developed. That's an important thing.
Mhm. This probation nursery of Satania is maintained by certain Urantia personalities on the Phenolator's world, one half of the planet being devoted to this work of child rearing. Here are received and reassembled certain children of surviving mortals, such as those offspring who perished on the evolutionary worlds before acquiring spiritual status as individuals. The ascension of either of its natural parents ensures that such a mortal child of the realms will be accorded repersonalization on the system Phenolator planet, and there be permitted to demonstrate by subsequent free will choice whether or not it elects to follow the parental path of mortal ascension.
Okay, so that's really interesting. So if you're have a child here that dies here before it has been accorded, like some independent before it has independent, yeah. If you the ascension of
Before
either
acquiring
parent,
spiritual status.
right, right, the ascension of either parent will assure
Hmm.
that your child, whether they believe
Will be
or not,
represented or
will
remembered.
be no, not just it will be there. Okay, assures that such a mortal child of these parents of the realms will be accorded repersonalization. So they will go to the mansion worlds and
Hmm.
be repersonalized
Hmm.
on the system finaliter planet,
Hmm.
and there be permitted to demonstrate by subsequent free will choice. Okay, so there will have that person will have the choices in heaven or
Hmm.
in on the mansion worlds here
Hmm.
to see if they want to grow and develop here. So you're not just, yeah, if your child doesn't have a thought adjuster or whatever, if you love that child, they'll be there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Children here appear as on the nativity world, except for the absence of sex differentiation. There is no reproduction of mortal kind after the life experience on the inhabited worlds.
So they'll all be loopats.
Mhm. Inside joke.
Inside joke, sorry, yeah.
Mansion world students who have one or more children in the probationary nursery on the Phenolator's world and who are deficient in essential parental experience may apply for a Melchizedek permit, which will affect their temporary transfer from ascension duties on the mansion worlds to the Phenolator world, where they will be granted opportunity to function as associate parents to their own and other children.
Right.
The service of parental ministry may be later accredited on Jerusalem as the fulfillment of one half of the training which such ascenders are required to undergo in the families of the material sons and daughters. The probation nursery itself is supervised by one of the 1,000 couples of material sons and daughters, volunteers from the Jerusalem colony of their order. They are immediately assisted by about an equal number of volunteer mid-Sinite parental groups who stop off here to render this service on their way from the destiny on their way to the oops, to render this service on their way from the mid-Sinite world of Satania to the unrevealed destiny on their special worlds of reservation among the Phenolator spheres of Selvington.
Wow. Okay.
Wow,
Do you have
that's a lot.
thoughts about that?
um, I guess my thoughts would be that it's an essential part of life to reproduce and to rear young.
To rear young, whatever that means. It could be like a mentorship kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I think that that's what keeps the world going, and it
Mhm.
has physical reproduction and sex is part of it, but it's not the essential thing. The essential,
Through this
yeah.
process, we carry forward because the individual does not survive, but the people, the species, the race does survive through this process.
Okay, so you're talking about like evolution and stuff,
hmm
but like, yeah,
That's part of the ground rules here on this planet. Is that that's how we go forward, not
right.
as individuals, but as a group, as family.
As family,
Mhm.
right? As family,
I mean, that's just the way things are set up here.
right? And
The
the way,
individual does not survive on his or her own permanently.
right?
The individual passes on the gift of all wisdom that they have acquired to their children.
Yeah, and that's passing on.
And so this model continues.
In the higher realms here,
Mhm.
it continues that we have to still work on passing on what we know.
hmm
Yeah, even if it's not in material sense, like like a physical thing or genetic thing. It's like we have to be able to teach, right?
hmm
Yeah,
Mhm.
and foster the development of the less developed. So
So
that's
if you
kind
don't
of,
have that experience here on Urantia, then that opportunity will be provided in the life to come.
that's exactly it. That's
because
exactly it.
it's
Because that's
required.
fundamental.
Mhm.
That's fundamental to the ascension process, is
Mhm.
understanding that. Yeah. Okay. So that's beautifully
Mhm.
done. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Today's going to be a beautiful day,
It
and
is.
we're going to get on with it.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I want you to